Welcome everyone to Common Sense Right. Today we're talking about Trump's ballroom plan. Here is Chuck Schumer going over it when it was first announced. Roll the clip.
Even something more confounding, some breaking news. Just now, the White House announced construction of a $200 million White House ballroom that will begin in September. A $200 million ballroom. Where'd this money come from? Did Congress appropriate it? I don't think so. It's almost like Doge was never about waste at all.
Now this might be a little out of touch to do or say because this is when this is when it was first announced. But as we all know, Trump is privately funding the ballroom expenses with out of pocket money and from private donors of this estimated about 300 million project for the ballroom. But I mean, what's the problem with that, liberals? I mean, what's the problem with that? He stated that the East Ballroom, or not the East Ballroom, but the east side of the White House, East Wing rather, is from my understanding, I've never been in there, but from people I've been watching and listening to, it's not that significant. In fact, they had to have big tents. This is what Trump said, as a matter of fact, when he was originally announcing the ballroom plan. There are big tents that they had to have outside when it was raining and such to, get to the east side, I believe. I believe that's correct. And, to my knowledge, the East Wing, when they would have meetings and whatever they'd be doing in there, really wasn't that big. It held only about 200 people. So from everything that I can see here and gather, it doesn't seem like a bad idea at all. Plus, are we just forgetting that future presidents are not going to benefit from this big ballroom? That holds more people and is this great thing for meetings and inviting people of power to discuss whatever it is that they want to discuss. I mean, what's the problem with all that? I don't really see it. But liberals and the left is making this out like this is this huge, awful, terrible deal, and I just don't see it. I don't see they're fighting with Ghost. Hillary Clinton is even has said it's not his house, it's your house, and he's destroyed it. Now she's selling hats and stickers and merch with that slogan. It's not his house, it's your house. I mean, that is comical coming from Hillary Clinton. Which by the way, Hillary Clinton, what did your spouse do in that White House? Should you really be talking about what Trump should be doing with his own privately funded money, by the way, and something that's going to benefit every future president? Should you really be discussing what he should be doing with the White House when it was your husband that, correct me if I'm wrong, got the guac 3000 up in the White House? I don't think so. And weren't you the same people that stole silverware and stole stuff when y'all left the White House? So I find it quite hypocritical and comical that you're sitting here talking about this nonsense. And one thing's for sure, Hillary Clinton, the White House is definitely not yours, because 2016 election you lost fair and square. So one thing's for sure, the White House is definitely not yours. It is Trump's White House right now, and any future presidents are going to be able to, of course, use this White House, so, or ballroom. So now, as usual, the media is going wild. Critics are calling it unnecessary, wasteful, self-serving. But let's look at the facts. This ballroom project is not a bad idea at all. It might be one of the more reasonable upgrades to the White House in decades, honestly. So let's cover a couple of things. So here are the details. President Trump and a group of private donors are funding the construction of a new ballroom addition to the White House. Price tag is around 300 million. It's all being paid privately, of course. We know that. I mean, how many times do I got to say that? I think everyone knows that by now. The ballroom is going to be used for official state dinners, receptions, and events, and that currently have to be squeezed into smaller rooms in the White House. The East Room and State Dining Room were designed over 200 years ago. They're cramped and limited, and it's just going to be an upgrade and an update overall. Not to mention that we've had past presidents update the White House and made changes. We had Teddy Roosevelt expand the West Wing in 1902. Franklin D. Roosevelt added the famous Oval Office in 1934. Harry Truman rebuilt the entire interior of the White House in the 1950s. Of course, Obama added like a whole basketball court, right? I'll roll the clip there of Obama and his additions to the White House.
Appreciate you keeping your focus. You can't even imagine, TJ. It's going to happen for the next 2 years. All of the banging, the jackhammering, the dust, the confusion, the noise of all places to do construction is happening right here, the front lawn of the White House.
It's a 4-year renovation project. Estimated cost, $376 million.
Like I said, a lot of it is just really hypocritical and hypocrisy. There's been a bunch of previous additions to the White House and whatnot that have been actually taxpayer funded. So I don't think it's distasteful to call this, what the left are, calling this, ridiculous and whatnot, when it's all being privately funded. And like I said, it just comes down to hypocrisy, because if Kamala Harris were to announce the same exact thing, the left would be calling it a masterpiece. Ah, yes, Kamala Harris, it's about time that we added this perfect ballroom. I mean, the East Wing was made over 200 years ago. Ah, yes, we need to add a gigantic ballroom and have like one section of African Americans, one section of Hispanics, and then one section of Caucasians, so we can just add all the races into this beautiful ballroom. Ah, yes, Kamala Harris, what a great idea. Just hypocrisy. It's just people hating Trump just to hate Trump. Every single thing he does, good or bad or just neutral, the left will always find a way to hate and despise and critique. I mean, it's all the same. Nothing new there. And once again, if Democrats ever get the White House again, they'll have the ballroom. It'll already be done and glorious, and they'll get to benefit greatly from it. So it's not really a winning issue. It's not the slam dunk that they think it is, and it's pretty hypocritical and idiotic in my opinion. But what do you guys think about Trump's glorious new ballroom plan? And did you guys like the video and find it somewhat entertaining or informative? Like I said, let me know what you guys think down below, and feel free to email us right here at commonsenseright21@gmail.com if you got any arguments, questions, or anything of that sort. But with that said, I hope you guys have a good morning, evening, or night, and God bless y'all. God bless America. Repent and believe the gospel. Bye bye.